Hello and welcome to NTV, NearTV's new monthly magazine show. My name is Peter Morrissey and each month we're going to be bringing you a selection of movie reviews, life stories, entertainment stories and music. We even have a community section and this is your chance at home to get involved. If you happen to know of a person or a group in your local community that is doing some good work and you'd like to see them featured on the show, well, all you got to do is send us an email to the address below and we'll get in touch with you. Now that being said, we're going to kick things off this month with our movie review section, and that's going to be followed by our life story section with Father Dan Nguyen. He's going to tell us about growing up in communist Vietnam and how he ended up in Beaumont on Dublin's north side.
Hello, you're welcome to the film show. I'm Ed Kealy and I'm joined this week by Dave O Sullivan and Dave Reid, and we'll be discussing Neill Blomkamp's new film, Chappie, his third feature film after 2009's District 9 and Elysium. Lads, the new film, what do we think?
I didn't think much, to be honest with you. I'd say overall the special effects are amazing, like they were at District 9, and you still kind of had that sense of excitement through all the action sequences. But for me, the script was absolutely flat dead. It felt like it was written on the back of a cocktail napkin one night over drinks. That's pretty much what I thought of it.
I'd have to agree. It was absolute pants. I mean, I really enjoyed District 9. It was an excellent film and high expectations. Elysium kind of dropped a little bit and I thought, all right, here we go, return to form. But it was actually embarrassing at times, I'll be honest with you. As you said, the script, I don't know. The guy can do special effects, I'll give him that. The special effects are outstanding in it, but the actual story and then the Chappie character itself, like it was almost like it was like a cartoon character, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
I'm going Jar Jar Binks here. It was that annoying.
Oh,
You've got that annoying
yeah,
towards the end. It was me Chappie, me Chappie. I was like, oh no, turn this off.
So tell us a little, just to recap the story a little bit. So Chappie is he's a security robot.
Yeah, it's based in Johannesburg, kind of in the future, and it's robot police. So it's the evolution of AI. And what they do is Dev Patel plays this scientist working for a company, and he develops this AI system and puts it into this robot Chappie. But what happens is it has to learn it's a child. But during the course of the movie, just how ridiculous it is, it gets abducted by gangsters, local South African gangsters.
These are like actually hip hop musicians, so they're not actors. And one of the criticisms I had read is that they're terrible.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I didn't think they were that bad. I mean, like the whole maternal storyline between I can't remember the character's name now, but the female
Yolandi.
Yolandi, yeah. I mean, like that was a bit hard to follow. I thought he was more convincing as the kind of more the father figure and the kind of ninja. He was the kind of he was given the tough love routine throughout the movie, and I thought that was more convincing. But yeah, the Yolandi kind of storyline for me was a little bit hard to believe.
Yeah, it was just ridiculous. And then of course, like you have the South African accent, and they had like a bad guy Pitbull, and they had subtitles for him. And then other characters who I couldn't understand, they had no subtitles for, which either give them all subtitles or, you know what I mean? It's not the easiest accent to understand, the South African, especially when it's like gangster South African. I was like, what's going on here? Like,
nearly Hugh Jackman at one stage, and he needed subtitles.
Yeah, well, Hugh Jackman was impressive, I have to say.
Yeah. I heard his mullet was impressive.
It was amazing mullet. Yeah. It was ridiculous. He had a bit of an Ed 209 thing going on with his robot as well, wasn't it?
I actually thought when you were mentioning the kind of storyline, there is a few parallels between RoboCop. And,
a lot of parallels.
Yeah, a lot of parallels between RoboCop
and Johnny
as
Five.
well.
There was a bit of short circuit in there as well. And,
So the main character, I guess, the rise or fall of this film is going to be Chappie himself, I guess. So
yeah.
Do you believe him? Is he?
No, that's right. That's where I think it fell down very badly. Charlotte Copley voices the robot, and as I said, like
who was amazing in District 9 as.
And he is, yeah. And even in Elysium, he was the best thing in it. And I was thinking, great, he's funny. Remember in the A-Team, he can do comedy. He can do, but. He played it like this. It was like a strappy. I don't even know. It was
but the robot learns though, doesn't it? So the robot starts as a baby.
Yeah, which I could understand.
So he goes through the different phases.
But it just quickly turned into an annoying teenager, which, you know what I mean. I don't want to watch a robot annoying.
And there's still like he didn't develop much as even when he was a teenager. He still had that real kind of sense of innocence and annoying innocence. It wasn't even endearing. It was just like it was.
And then even the science in it, like I wouldn't claim to know a lot about AI and all, but even I found some of it bit ropey. The neural.
The neural transmitter, how to capture consciousness while wearing a fancy-looking bike helmet. It wasn't.
No. So.
And I heard tonally the film is a bit all over the place as well. So you've got these kind of sweet moments, but then ultra violence as well.
Exactly. It was just a hodgepodge of everything. I don't know. I worry for the guy because he's supposedly taking over the Alien franchise or something.
He's going to take over the Alien franchise.
And like, that's a franchise that needs a good kick up a good director, and I'm not sure this guy. I don't.
Hopefully, I would think that this was just a rushed project. This is just something that studios wanted to get out there. They wanted a big feature. They wanted to get it out fast. And maybe it was just all thrown together a bit quickly. And maybe he didn't get to play to his strengths in this as much as he can.
It's a lot of maybes.
That's
a lot of maybes.
So not one to recommend.
No, not at all. Not
really.
at all.
There we have it, Chappie. Not recommended by the lads this week. Still in the studio are Dave Reed and Dave O Sullivan. We're just going to be discussing the oversaturation of comic book movies with plans for 18 more Marvel films in up to 2018, I think. Lads, what do we think of this? That's quite a lot of films.
It is. I'll be honest, I wouldn't have been someone who read comic books when I was a kid, and I wouldn't have been big into graphic novels. And when the first few movies came out, Iron Man 1, I was really impressed with, and the Avengers movie was very good. But I have to say, apart from them two, I think they're very poor standard of films. And as you say, the fact that there's 18 more, and now we have this Marvel versus DC,
Yeah, and new stuff, like if you're not into comic books, you're not going to know Ant-Man, you're not going to know Aquaman. What is the interest there for these films?
I think it is. I mean, like, the box office kind of speaks for itself. I mean, like, they gross massive amounts, like, worldwide. So I think, I mean, like, they're not doing this for no reason. They're doing the movies over and over again because they gross such high numbers. But I think, like Dave's saying, like, it's kind of like it's done to death now. They're kind of.
But if you think about it, there's a reboot now of another Spider-Man starting from again. So this is the third Spider-Man franchise in the last 12 years or something. So
it's ridiculous. Yeah, it's just like they're actually just churning them out.
And I mean, I don't think you can always go by box office. I mean, like, look at Transformers. Like those movies top the box office every year, and they're hopeless,
awful.
But they are awful films. But that's Hollywood for you. I mean, that's what they always do.
But there's a market for them.
Yeah, but I don't mind. I don't mind if you make a good film, right? If you make a good superhero film, or you make it. But if you're just bringing out Spider-Man again because it's a name and you know, Spider-Man, people are going to go and see it. Which that's the feeling I get. If they're not making Thor movies or Ant-Man or Aquaman, like, you know, a fella under the sea, like, I mean, you know. They're bringing it out, like, you know what I mean? Does anybody really want to go and see a film if it lives under the sea? I don't know.
Not really. I mean,
but if you think, just the counter to that would be, like, say, nobody knew about Guardians of the Galaxy. And that might be the most entertaining one they've done.
Well, I thought that was the most overrated film I'd seen in a long time. Everyone said to me, it's amazing. And I thought, like, Avengers Assemble was a great movie. I thought as a character, and then I said, Guardians of the Galaxy, this will be good. And I went along, and at not one point during the movie did I get goosebumps, or did I feel, you know, I'm talking about from my generation when I watched the original Star Wars, like the films.
But say, of the superhero films, what one did give you goosebumps?
Well, I enjoyed, as I said, the first Iron Man was very good. So Robert Downey Jr. was just perfect casting. The guy just nailed it. And then the Avengers Assemble, the big, I thought was done very well. I mean, Josh Whedon is an excellent director. And
there was 3 films leading up to that as well.
Yeah. But as a whole character piece, and like, you know, it worked brilliantly. And then I said I went to see one of the Thor films, and I was just like, this is kind of lazy. Let's get this out there while we have this.
They are kind of churning them out, but like the Batman series is pretty good. You know what I mean?
No, but I don't think the Christopher Nolan Batman series is the best.
Yeah, but there you go.
Yeah,
Batman and 3 films, all excellent. And now we're getting Ben Affleck and Superman versus Batman. And
that's where it's headed now, because they're kind of running out of ideas, and they're kind of like, how are we going to keep this reboot franchise going? And this is the direction they're taking. We could see some interesting films come now, but I wouldn't hold my hopes up that high, but you know, there could be 1 or 2 like sleeper hits that could come along that we don't know about. But I think it's kind of done to that now at this stage. That's my own opinion.
Yeah. Well, I do think it's part of an overall problem with the Hollywood machine. It's like it is not just superhero movies. it seems to be Fast and Furious, is Star Wars. Like they're just repeat.
Yeah, they're on
repeat.
number
They're
7.
not
now,
taking
Fast and
risks.
Furious,
They're not taking. Like I went to see Jupiter.
Can we point the finger at ourselves as audience members? Like people are obviously keep going to see.
I don't
Fast
think
and
so.
Furious 6,
Yeah.
Fast and Furious 7.
Well, maybe
and
No,
so
that's
on.
true.
Fast and Furious.
Should
I've
we
seen
be
a
more
lot of them.
discerning at this
But
stage?
I haven't seen any of the new Spider-Mans. After the Tobey Maguire franchise, I didn't even watch the new ones. I was like, what's the point? I've just seen a Spider-Man film. I don't need to see another Spider-Man film.
So, plenty more to discuss on that topic, but we've run out of time, unfortunately. But we have time for the lads' other recommendations of the week.
I recommend you avoid the movie Run All Night at all costs. It's another Liam Neeson movie where he goes around killing people, and there is Albanians in it, surprisingly. It has Ed Harrison as like credible actor, but he's obviously just, there for the money. It was just terrible. An hour and 40 minutes of pure torture. I wish I hadn't seen it, but I did, and I'm just going to save you the time. Go see something else.
And my recommendation is going to be a golden but oldie, and it's going to be one of Christopher Nolan's first films. It is Memento. And I just think it was great filmmaking, just exceptional storytelling, and very cleverly done. So I would say go and see that by all means.
Thanks for that, lads. And next up is our top 5 with CEO of Jam Media, John Rice.
5 influences that got me into the animation business was, I suppose, one of them would be Jungle Book, the film, the Disney film from 1968, I think. When I saw that as a child, it just blew me away. The stories, the characters, the drawing, the art, and that really got me an appreciation of the love for animation, which has continued to this day. Another influence would probably be my dad. He let me at it. He let me draw. He let me scribble. He let me doodle. And my mom, of course, and then encouraged me, both of them, to go to animation college in Ballyfermot, which was kind of an unusual thing to do if you were from kind of North Kerry village. Flash, the program Flash, Flash 2, which kind of I'd been working in blue chip companies up until then, but saw Flash as a means of being able to deliver cheaply broadcast quality animated content and deliver it globally. Another influence was this chap that I worked with in 20th Century Fox in Arizona on features, and my first day in Fox I was put as an in-betweener with this incredible animator called Len Simon from Canada, who was younger than me, and I sat behind him and looked over his shoulder as he created the most amazing artwork that I'd ever seen live, and I thought to myself, I don't think I'm ever going to be at that level of an animator. I better go and try and be a producer, which is much easier. Animation is it's an art form that I think can just go across so many different cultures and demographics, and in that sense it's I mean, I love it because it can just cross those cultural boundaries and speak to children, which we largely create children's content, that mightn't necessarily have stuff in common. Actually do children across the world have to. So a major influence, I suppose, is being able to have your content shown around the world and to lots of people, and that's what new platforms allow.
Dan is my name, D-A-N for Dan, and my family name is N-G-U-Y-E-N, Nguyen. You pronounce like John Wayne, the quiet man, but there's no relation. And I'm a priest, a Roman Catholic priest. I'm a priest of Beaumont Parish. Originally, I come from Vietnam. I was born and grew up in Saigon, and I was educated and grew up in Vietnam. And I joined the veterinary college. I did for 5 years, and I worked as a vet for a couple of years before I came to Ireland. My parents have 12 children, so 7 brothers and 5 sisters, and I'm number 9 down the bottom. It has improved after the war. The war finished in 1975. And we grew up in poverty, and it was very tough. But now it has improved considerably, yeah. And whereas communism ruled the country. It was very strict. So my parents did their best to educate their children, and thank God I had my third level degree as a vet, and I'm quite happy. But something actually was missing. You know, I had a girlfriend. I thought that I could get married to her, and we would have a good, happy married life. However, I found something missing in my life. I think that's my religious life, and I had a calling to join the priesthood. Unfortunately, I wasn't allowed to join the priesthood in Vietnam, and so was my brother. And he's a priest in England for East Anglia Diocese. And so eventually my brother diverted me to Ireland, and there you are, I'm here. Thank God. At first, when I came to Ireland, I didn't like Ireland. The weather was so cold. The food was horrible. But now I am acclimatized. I love the Irish food, chips, and also a few spoons thrown in on the table. That's why I'm used to it, and I'm quite happy, very, very content with my life. People here, I have to say, very friendly, very caring. When I first came here, it was very hard because I didn't know anyone. I didn't know the location, and I didn't know my team. So I found it a bit hard when I first came here. But it took me a while. It takes time, doesn't it? I love Beaumont, especially the people. I couldn't consider a priest as to be a priest as a career or profession in my life. It's just a vocation, you know. So I am quite happy with my vocation. So my future, I would consider, I will consider priest as my vocation for the rest of my life. Please God. I'm not a man to give an advice to anyone, but I see to myself, keep dreaming, keep hoping, and keep searching. I'm sure you will find something that you really fancy, you really like doing in your life. And I wish all young people all the best.
Wayne, Tim, Frankie, you're welcome back to Near FM Sessions.
Welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, I know it's been a few years. Do you remember your previous visit? 2008,
Yeah.
I think it was.
Brought it back actually. We were trying to remember what it looked like, and we got lost coming here. It took us an extra half an hour or something. Went all over Coolock, but couldn't even remember what the building looked like till we arrived outside.
Yeah.
And then
It's crazy.
I can only vaguely really remember. I can't actually really. I remember this table though. Remember the table?
Yeah.
Well,
And I remember coming through there, all the entrance as well. Pretty epic.
It was 2008. We're not sure exactly when. Sometime during the summer, either just before or just after the initial EP was released. But madam, I never heard from you. You never texted, you never called, you never phoned.
That's I can blame our management on that one.
We were waiting on the call.
Do you remember the visit? Because Alan Mellon did the interview, and at the time, you were all wearing festival wristbands. I think you were having a competition amongst yourselves to see who could wear the most number of festival wristbands.
We actually used to
Yeah,
wear
yeah.
loads of them.
Yeah, then they just started getting too much, and it's too hard to do it, and you couldn't fit through doorways or anything.
Yeah, your whole arm is just covered in them. Like it's
If you think back to 2008, or maybe even further, 2006, did you think about ever, 6 years later, 8 years later, you'd be where you are today? 2 albums, almost 2 EPs, touring the States, Canada. Did you really think back then that it would get as good as it got, and it has got for you?
no, not really. I didn't even really think we were going to be going to America at the start of the year. So
Yeah,
it's just kind
at the start of this
everything's
year,
been a kind of just surprise and kind of just taking things as they come, really.
But
So-
when you start off, you obviously are dreaming, and we joke about getting to America.
Yeah,
or
in Canada and stuff.
even joke about getting to England and stuff like that. But yeah, this year's been really good. Like since the release of the second album, things went really well. So we got over to England a good few times.
Germany.
Played 3 or 4 festivals over there. Got to Germany, then we got the America thing, then Canada. Yeah.
You were
And now
saying,
booked for Spain. Yeah.
sorry, you were saying last year that you wanted to do a lot more in the UK this year. Did that work out? I mean, did you make
Did,
you
yeah,
establish yourselves there this year?
Yeah, we were kind of holding off on some gigs in Ireland as well to try get them abroad. And I was coming up close to it now, and we didn't hear anything back. So we thought, we were like, oh, we might as well do then the festival scene over here. But we actually got a good few offers coming in, so it was great though. England's been great.
Brilliant. What's the one thing you'd tell up and coming bands to do or not to do?
If you pee in a bottle in the van, throw it out as soon as you get as a stop.
Right.
Especially if it's
Okay.
clear. No,
Anything more constructive
no.
than that by any chance?
I'd say just gig a lot. We gig loads. It
Yeah.
seemed to work for us. We used to
We
gig
used to
like,
gig, like,
5
6 times a day
even
and all,
week
like,
or
It did
whatever,
work,
yeah.
but then you can go the other route, like, and spend a lot of time making a really great record, and then within the space of like a half a year, you're like huge. So there's 2 ways to do it. Like
that way, you need kind of more cash.
Yeah.
but you don't really like Villager's album was recorded with like nothing. Like his first album was made in a
But there
bedroom.
was a lot of promotion and stuff. Like.
Yeah, but it sounds great though.
Yeah, it does. Sounds amazing. Sounds really, really good.
There's loads
But
of different ways
that's
you
the
can
thing,
do
yeah.
it. It's just
If
whatever.
you do it the
style.
live way, you get good at like live performances. Do you know, you're able to learn crowd reactions, stuff like that, and like like that's why people would say we have a good live set.
Yeah.
It's because we started out basically that way, gigging.
So I suppose if you jam a lot, like kind of jam together a lot and get your set or whatever like rock solid, so when you go out you're just playing great all the time, you know. You'd never have a bad gig and people are like, whoa, these guys are rocking our girls. Whatever, you know.
But you have to put the time in.
Yeah,
like,
you
do
do,
have
yeah.
to
And
commit
good
in all
good
aspects.
recordings as well is really
Yeah.
important. It's probably comes first.
Because
It's
you
what
will get a
promotes
lot.
your music, like, and it's what people are hearing. It's really important. Yeah, like finding a good producer and good quality recordings. And if it takes a little bit more time to save up for it, then just save up for it. Like, and yeah.
Listen, lads, we're running out of time. Very sorry, Wayne, Tim, Frankie.
Yeah.
Thanks very much for coming back.
Yeah, thanks for having
Don't
us.
leave it so long the next
Yeah,
time.
Yeah,
we
cool.
won't, yeah.
We'll
be
play
back.
5 songs next time. Or-
Yeah.
Hey,
You're going to play us out with a song. Take it away, guys.
Ready? Yeah. Thanks for listening, folks. Keep on listening and tuned in to Near FM.
This one's called Cruising. Thanks a lot, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Cruising to the desert in the dead of night. The moon's gonna get you with his cold, cold light. Cruising to the desert in the dead of night. Swinging to the loops just to put up the miles. Keeping your hair real tight against mine. No, swinging to the loops just to put up the miles. Yeah. The howl of the moon gonna get you tonight. A new cigarette was gonna give us a fight. Oh, the howl of the moon gonna get you tonight. Oh, well, I know this night can go on far too long. When you struggle and feel so strangely numb. Oh, and I can't.
Well, that's it for this month. I hope you enjoyed the show. So until next time, from all of the team here, bye-bye.